this really nice restaurant, and with Dad, and it's us two trying to with obviously the camera, the lights, very intimate. Dad is like, does this have to be like this the entire evening? Yes.
We are on a mission to taste a dish that you would probably not think is Italian.
Absolutely not. But it has very, very, very ancient and very, very, very deep origins.
You want to see what it is? Couscous.
Couscous, can you imagine? Couscous. I would have never even imagined that when we first started investigating this region, but it's actually a typical dish.
Of Sicily, but actually not Sicily, all of Sicily. We are in the town of Trapani, on the western side of the island. And this actually, what we're having is Cous Cous Trapanese. So couscous from Trapani.
Where to start?
Where to start? So first of all, we should talk about, well, Benny, you can taste. I want to say some of the things.
So you're going to talk a little bit?
I'm going to talk a little bit.
She actually gave me permission to eat. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do.
No, because it really, so couscous is the hard wheat flour, just like the pasta that we have, just like the spaghetti that we have. It's made with hard wheat flour and water. Just that this is made in a very, very special way. You get the flour, it's very coarse, semolina flour, and it's added, you put water, and then they sort of rub it for a long time until it looks coarse, like this. You see? It's very coarse. And it's done in this big
bowl where they put the semolina flour in the water, and then they turn it, and then they add more water, and then they turn, and then they add more semolina flour, and it becomes like sand, like something of a sandy consistency, but a little bit more chunky. And it takes a long time. I don't think I have ever eaten couscous in my entire life. This is unbelievable.
My gosh, this is unbelievable. And the way they make it here, so the Trapanese version is made with fish. But the focus, the owner of the restaurant was saying, is in the broth. So there is some fish, but the flavor of the fish is all inside the broth.
As you eat it, you add a little bit of broth.
And you turn, because it has to be moist. Che bello, grazie.
Grazie.
So once the couscous has been formed, it is then cooked into this, and it has holes. So imagine it's cooked as if it were like with vapor. They put a pot of water, they put this on top, the couscous, and it slowly cooks for 1 to 2 hours. And so it slowly cooks like this. So it actually it's not boiled pasta, you know? And he said this is the original one because it's usually made in ceramic. And the older it gets, the more we use it, the better.
It's beautiful.
Wow. So here it's called couscous. It's not couscous. It's original from North Africa. Now you're like, why is this a local dish from Sicily?
That's true. Because, it comes from the part of North Africa during the Arab invasions. So between the 9th and the 11th century, the Arabs did a lot to the various cuisine, and so they were merchants. So they brought this ingredient here, and we Italians know how to make things ours, and so we gave it our personal twist. And here in Trapani is where it is part of their culture. It's not even, as they told us, it's not a recipe. It's not just a dish. It is how would you say it? It's imagine two completely different cultures that have blended together to create something so unique like this.
And so, in the North African region, so we're talking Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, it's traditional to have it with meat and vegetables. In Trapani, it's with fish. Okay, so again, fish, you're not gonna find huge, you're not supposed to find, he was saying, chunks of fish. The fish is secondary because the fish is in the broth.
And another thing, it's not fancy fish. You're not going to find shrimps or lobster. No, this is poor fish from the Mediterranean. I mean, we're an island. I mean, Sicily is an island. And so it's just poor fish from the Mediterranean, but look at the color of the broth. Check. The flavor is all in here. And that's the little pieces of fish that you can find inside the couscous is because, we don't like to throw stuff away.
Actually, Benny got a slightly different version, which is a base of this, but alla pantesca, he said that it's from the island of Pantelleria,
where they add chips of fried veggies. Isn't it amazing how regional, and not even regional, territorial food can be? It's just wow.
So, I mean, it's a very simple yet complex dish to prepare. So it's something that you have to have when you come here locally. We're having dinner with Papa Ricardo, but he basically is eating by himself because we are talking to you guys. And Benny chose a great wine, I would say.
Oh, wow.
But you want to show the cantina?
Yeah, so I chose this wine made from a grape that belongs to Sicily. I'm not going to get too much into the wine, but the grape is called Zibibbo, and it is a very local grape, and that's what the sweet Basil di Pantelleria wine is made with. But this is their dry version, and it pairs.
And this is actually a winery close by, from a town close by called Marsala.
Look at this.
It is.
No, it's perfection.
So we just wanted you to learn about something that in Italy, so basically Italy and each region of Italy has been influenced by some sort of culture throughout its individual history. And many ingredients and many dishes from Sicily reflect the Arab culture.
Yeah, but also, I mean, now you obviously can't taste, but here you taste cinnamon, you taste things that we usually don't have here, but
exactly.
It's amazing.
And so this also is Italy. It's not just lasagna, it's not just, bruschetta and things like this. You have to understand the minor cultures that have become Italian local regional cultures. So I would say we did exceedingly above and beyond this mission.
Totally.
I would say.
Wait.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
With couscous alla trapanese.
E alla pantesca.
We're going to tell you a story about a very unique pasta dish, which is from Sicily. Well, actually, it is from a very specific town of Sicily called Trapani.
Exactly, because that's exactly where we are. We are in Trapani, and we are about to try a dish. You gonna pronounce it?
Now, you first say the name that we have been told is actually the name used for tourists.
Yes,
which
and
is
it's busiate al Pesto Trapanese. And we were told that that's not how
the locals call it. And locals call it.
We had them ask 3 times how to say it.
Busiate cullaia. I know I probably did not pronounce it correctly, but it means busiate, which is a pasta shape that we will be telling you more about, with garlic.
Trapani is very famous for a very particular kind of red garlic. Okay, now with this said, Valeria, why pesto?
Well, first, I think you should look at the dish. Busiate. Look at this pasta shape.
So it looks like a very, very long corkscrew. Look. You see how it's all twisted and twisted? And imagine that there is documented proof that this pasta was already being made in the 10th century, thanks to obviously Arab influence. Because the Arab, when they occupied Sicily, they brought a lot of things, and it's called busiate. Are you eating it already? Busiate, because originally they were made with something called abuso, which is it's like a grass. It's like a stem of a grass that was hard enough for the dough to roll around it to create this spiral shape. Valeria, talk about the sauce.
Let's talk about the sauce. So we said it's called pesto. Locals don't call it pesto, but apparently, Trapani has a port, Genoa has a port. So apparently during their trade, the people from Genoa, so the pesto, you think about basil pesto, they brought their pesto here, but locals did not have that amount of basil, they did not have pine nuts, so they changed the ingredients using tomatoes, and instead of using pine nuts, they used almonds, because Sicily is full of almonds. Whether this is a legend or it is not, who cares?
So good. Can I say
the
something?
fact is that it has the concept of pesto. Now, what does pesto mean? Pesto comes from the Italian verb pestare, so you need a pestle and a mortar. And so it starts with the garlic. Remember how the locals call this dish pasta con l'aglio? Because the ingredient is the garlic. So they crush the garlic with salt. Then they add some basil. And then they add
almonds.
The almonds, extra virgin olive oil, and at the end, the tomato. Fresh tomato. And something that the restaurant and locals have told us, the restaurant owner and locals have told us, is something so cool and unexpected, is that this dish,
They can't see, look.
This is fried tomato, this is fried potato.
And fried eggplant.
So this dish is like a canvas. So depending on the season, depending on what happens with the people, during the winter they add like fried potatoes. They dress it with that. During the summer, they add eggplants, fried eggplants. If they catch fish,
they add fish.
They add the fish because he said, the owner said of this restaurant, the base is sort of like a salad. So you're having a pasta with fresh ingredients, and you dress it, which is something very unusual to the Italian.
Completely, but considering that the pasta is called busiate all'aglio, which the main ingredient is garlic. The garlic is spectacular. It is so delicate. It's like, wow, I love garlic, but this is my favorite.
Red garlic is very delicate, and it's an important ingredient to this area. And so the pasta is called pasta with garlic.
Wow, I mean the tomatoes.
But wait, you've been looking at us eating,
pasta.
but look
at this.
This area here does not produce parmigiano. What do they produce? What kind of cheese do they produce? They produce pecorino. So, of course, they brought us grated pecorino, not the pecorino romano that we use in Rome, but local pecorino, so that means sheep milk.
They have a lot of sheep here, so I think we should try it. A little bit, just half. And so you see the simplicity and the ingredients that speak the region. And you have this incredible, fresh, I think I fell in love.
Go. With busiate?
Yes, I think I fell in love
try
with
this
busiate.
one.
Let's see if I
Let's
like
look
it.
at Benedetta. Look, slowly wait.
Swirling. This is a difficult swirl. This is a very difficult swirl.
Does the pecorino go on it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let me try.
Absolutely.
What does the pecorino explain? What does the pecorino do?
Pecorino gives saltiness and sapidity to the dish. You really do taste the sheep milk, but it just enhances the dish. It just takes it up a notch. It's perfect.
When you travel throughout Italy, eat local. Ask the locals what they eat and eat exactly the way they do. Because I honestly,
They say to act, and you do it.
I have had Pesto Trapanese. I did not know it is not called Pesto Trapanese. Locals don't call it that way. I did not know about the potatoes. I did not know about the eggplant.
You don't know anything. I've
I
never
didn't
had
know.
it in my life, so I think this is spectacular.
And so, when in Trapani, have pasta con l'aglio.
Yeah.
Well,
Whatever.
call it pesto alla Trapanese.
No, that's for tourists.
Busiate.
With busiate.